Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, Managing Editor of Canada's Entrepreneur. Joining me today is Linda Southern-Heathcott, who is President and CEO of Spruce Meadows, just outside of Calgary. Thanks for joining us, Linda.
Thank you so much for having me, Meredith.
Well, it's a big year for the venue, the equestrian facility, and more. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But 50th anniversary, tell us how it all started.
50 years ago, my mother and father started Spruce Meadows. They wanted to build a venue um, for equestrian athletes to be able to compete in Canada, in Western Canada, and to be able to have an opportunity to hone their skills so they could compete on an international stage. When they were building it, a very dear friend of my father's said, make sure you don't build it for your children, make sure you build it for the community. And so that has been a focus of the venue to be a part of the community, to be open to the community and be part of the fiber of the Calgary community.
Now, what was it about that site that your parents chose?
So at that time, actually, Spruce Meadows was very far from the edge of the city. So when we built Spruce Meadows, really the last houses were on Glenmore Trail. And Calgary was only 300,000 people. So now we're 1.3 million, almost 1.4 million. The city, basically is around us now. But they selected the site, and there weren't any trees on the site, and we looked at what would we call it? And as a family, we determined we'd name it Spruce Meadows. And so my mother planted spruce trees on the venue. And we have I think we have over 4,000 trees now on the venue.
Wow. Now your dad is not with us. Your mother is still here, and I just wondered, like, does she often talk about the past and looking at what's there now and just kind of shake her head and wonder and saying, "Wow."
I think she does all the time. And I think when she looks back, she remembers so fondly so many people because the buildup of Spruce Meadows and the continuation of Spruce Meadows is really about a group of people coming together, like-minded, and joining with Marg and Ron and Marg and Ron's vision, and now my vision, to make the venue successful, make it accessible, embrace, and people from all walks of life to come to the venue from all around the world.
Mhm. Now let's talk about about that evolution. Obviously, fast forward 50 years, it's what's there now is nowhere. It's nowhere what it was originally. Tell us a little bit about the evolution, the why behind it, and maybe when the venue started to evolve beyond an equestrian facility.
Sure. As I mentioned, they wanted to build something in the West to offer athletes an opportunity to be able to compete on the international stage. And I think that the one thing is at that time in the late 60s, my father had traveled around the world and was very worldly compared to probably many of his peers because of ADCO, the workforce housing. He traveled all around the world. He's in Pakistan and Saudi Arabia, Uzbekistan, all over Australia. And he knew that he wanted to have a venue that was world renowned. And so right away, we invited athletes from around the world to come and compete. In order to have the athletes come, we needed to have partnerships with our sponsors to offer good prize money, um, and um, and to get the fans there, and then of course to have the media support it. So those were all the stakeholders that have grown the venue over the years, and obviously we have a huge cadre of volunteers, and it's really been a great journey. I think the 1988 Olympics really did catapult it at that time because we were the host for the host broadcast. We were one of the dinner areas, and we had every night. I think it was NBC at the time, came and hosted their guests from around the world at Spruce Meadows. We had a rodeo, and so we really understood, the impact of corporate hosting. And so at that time, we built our skyboxes on the West Grandstand. And then fast forward, in 1990, we had to replace Demoria as a tobacco sponsor. We did that with Nortel, and so then there was a tech meltdown, and we replaced them again. And so we've just have continued on the journey. Um, and I think recently in 2013, when Scott Brash won, well, we were awarded to be one of the Grand Slam of show jumping. In 2013, Scott Brash won the Grand Slam, so that was pretty exciting. So it's just always continued to grow. And as we've evolved, in 19, we launched our soccer team, which is Cavalry FC. And lots of people say, well, why did you? But the fact of the matter is we're on grass. So our pitches, our show jumping fields are grass. So is the pitch. And there was really no opportunity for Canadian athletes in soccer to be able to hone their skills in Canada and then go and compete on an international stage. And so it really paralleled the origins of Spruce Meadows. And so it was a great opportunity for us to join the Canadian Premier League. Not the best time to start up a league right before COVID, but things happen, and that's been a great success story with us winning the North Star Trophy last year, the championship, and having gone on to CONCACAF. And this year, for our 50th anniversary, we have so much going on. We want to celebrate, all the people that have helped us build Spruce Meadows, whether it's the fans, whether it's our volunteers, our sponsors and the athletes. But we're also leaning into the community. I do believe that community building a strong community in Calgary continues to be a challenge, but you have to have places for people to go. And so, people can come to Spruce Meadows, they can walk around the grounds year round. We want to continue to engage and interest the young people. So we've added concerts to our portfolio. We always have, we have the prairie dogs and we have face painting and we have show jumping and lots of exciting things. And then one of the grounding legacy projects that I'm working on is I'm building a restaurant that'll be open year round with a coffee shop. And so it's we just continue to add to the facility. It's over 500 acres, and the main core campus is about 300. And so, there's just bits and pieces that we can continue to bolt on to create a beautiful venue and a community place for everyone to enjoy.
Mhm. Now, one of the big events that you have every year is the Christmas market too.
Yeah.
When did that start and how can you give me a sense of how it's grown over the years?
Oh gosh, I forgot about the Christmas market. So we started around 2000 with the Christmas market, and it was one weekend, and it became so successful. We have local artists, local artisans, local businesses, and it's grown. It's continued to grow, and we're now 3 weekends in through November and December. We have over 100,000 visitors through the doors. And we have a wait list for vendors to get in. And it really is lovely. There's fire pits, there's lots of things for kids to do and families to do. Sundays, we have the reindeer. Santa Claus comes. We have a lighting ceremony with our Christmas tree. It really is a special place, and so many food vendors. It really is. Yeah, you see 3 or 4 generations. You see families. You see date night, enjoying enjoying Spruce Meadows over the holidays.
Now, you mentioned the restaurant. Let's talk a little bit more about that. Some specifics. How many people will be able to seat? When do you expect it to open?
Sure. The restaurant will open in September, and it has a coffee shop downstairs that'll be open year round or every day. And the restaurant itself will be open every weeknight and Saturday and Sunday, two seatings for brunch and dinner. The restaurant will seat about 150 in the indoor of the restaurant. And then outside on the patio, another 80. And then it actually has a third floor, and it has an open restaurant bar that overlooks the international ring. So it's 3 floors. That'll just be open in the summertime, the bar area. And yeah, we're really excited. The team seems to be on time, and it's a little bit bigger than it was on paper, Mario, but it is a beautiful building.
And the name again?
Its name is Foxtrot.
And
So it's interesting, and people are like, kind of, they think about dancing. Well, we actually have a resident fox that lives on the international ring, and she comes and has her kits every year. And so we see her when we're building the courses in the evening because they're a bit nocturnal, and she sits and watches us. So it is, I thought it was a fitting name because it ties to our roots and to the nature that we support.
so when you look beyond this year, and once you get past the 50th anniversary and a lot of stuff that's going, like,
Mhm.
what are you looking at beyond into the future for Spruce Meadows?
Well, we have a couple of goals. I mean, one of the goals is that we hope that every Calgarian will come and visit Spruce Meadows because we see so many people that join us and they are like, oh, I had no idea. And so it is a place for everyone, all ages, all walks of life, as I mentioned. So that's one of our goals. We'll continue to expand in the sports offerings. We're looking at some paddle courts, looking at a soccer pitch that we can also on turf, so that we can also offer community initiatives for kids and for adults to play soccer. We do have in our area structure plan a hotel. I don't know that we'll build that right away, but it is one of the pieces. And could it perhaps somewhere down the line have a golf course as well, possibly. So there's we have a lot of land. Right now, we're also really leaning into the sustainability. This weekend for our soccer game on May 17th, we have a goal of waste zero. So we want to deviate everything from the landfill that could go into compost or recycling. So that is one of our initiatives this year. So we're starting it with soccer, and then we'll expand throughout the venue and throughout the years. We have a test one this weekend, and then we have our zero waste soccer game in August, which should be fun and a great initiative for people to get around in. So we just really want to continue to be a little bit on the leading edge of some of the initiatives.
All right, wonderful. Well, thanks so much, Linda, for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Mario. All the best.
Super. That was Linda Southern-Heathcott, who is president and CEO of Spruce Meadows. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, managing editor of Canada's Entrepreneur. Thanks for joining us today.